Hey guys, so I start my artwork by using at least two pens, and I also start with the grid lines technique because I just really want to do away with, get the proportions right. So I used 2 inches of scale here. And after that, I just go and just put in all the dots. And before I really go into the tutorial or to the walkthrough, I just really like to let you know that every dot is really important, okay? After the grid lines though, that's where I use pencils or a pencil to lock in the main features of the face, like the eyes especially, then the eyebrows, the nose, the lips, and the hair, and the proportion of the face. So yeah, there it is. These are just footages of the time when I was finished with all the other parts of the face. And if you don't know yet, this is my wife I'm drawing. So what I wanted to say is, after laying down the overall dots or points, when I want to make some parts darker in values, that's when I go in and put extra dots and makes the dots closer to each other, as you can see in this one. So you can see gaps in some of the dots, and at this point in this part of the face, I wanted to give it a darker value. So there, painstakingly putting every dot, and I'm using a finer tip of a pen here. So there. And I usually, before, when I was younger and not really well versed in this technique, I just thought that every dot can be just placed anywhere. But I found that if you really want to have a smooth face, a smooth texture, every single dot placed perfectly is critical. Okay, so see there. So again, this is just the overall footage of what happens if you put everything. So at this point, I haven't really darkened everything. I just placed the general dots, the general values of the face, like the eyes, and then up to the whole face, nose, lips, and the whole face. So here is what happens. I usually start with the eyes. So you have to outline the eye using dots and then just put in all the values in the eye and the eyebrows. That's where I really start. I love starting with the eyes, and usually I start with the left side of the portrait, and then after that I go across it and finish the other eye. So basically guys, this is just a walkthrough, not really a tutorial, but basically it is in a way. So all you need to know is that you just have to put dots into the portrait if you want to use this technique, stippling or pointillism. I like to use pointillism. After that, after the two eyes and the eyebrows, I try to connect the eyebrows with the nose. I meant the eyes to the nose, and what I do is I go in and lock the darker values of the nose first, like what you see here in the bottom part, and then I connect the dots. After the nose, after the eyes and nose, I usually just go down. That is my usual route to go. So I just go down to the lips and lock in all the values of the lips. Of course, you can see highlights on the lips and darker values, and the darkest values are in between the lips and also at the corner of the lips, and also below the lips. So you can see that, right? Then after all those major features of the face, I go in and put values or shadings on the face. And you know, with the stippling, you can't really, I don't know, maybe there are other artists to do it, but for me, I find it really not difficult. It's difficult for me to have like textures on the face, especially if it's a portrait. But maybe I'll try a very detailed one so that I could put texture later on. But for now, I don't really give like clear details on the texture. What I do though is I really just wanna make the gradations, the gradients of the shadows, how the shadows fall on the face and how the highlights fall on the face. That's what I usually do. And one technique I would share you is I really, when I'm looking at my portrait and the one that I'm copying, I'm painting, I really squint my eyes to get the general contrasts. After all those things, that's I do the hair last, especially if it's a darker hair, like my wife's hair is really black. So that's when I usually take time, because before it was I really cheated. I used bigger nibs, I used penel pens, I used like large tips. But now, just so I could increase, you know, in my craft, grow in my craft, I really, at this point, I really placed in all the dots, even the stray hairs, the baby hairs you can see here, all dots. And yeah, so all of these are dots. And with stippling, it's really all about the contrast. Compared to other medium or media like colored pencils or even graphite or charcoal, you can really put in like a smooth texture on the face and can really pick out the highlights and everything, and even the darker ones. But for stippling, you really go with the contrast. From afar, how will each of the dots create a contrast on the face, create this shades on the face. So this is after everything, I go down and put in details. For this one, I just put the shoulder, the collarbone, and the neck of my wife. And of course, the last thing that an artist should do, just to know that it is really done, is to put in your signature. So it took me around like many days and weeks to finish this. So here it is, you guys. I hope you liked it. By the way, guys, I hope that you support me, because I'm placing this now in my Steven Elias channel, but I actually made a new channel just for my artworks, and I hope that you guys also support it. I wanted to make the new channel focused on the artwork that I do, and the artwork channel for Steven Elias is titled Steven's Art. I hope that you go. I'm gonna upload the same thing on that channel. Please do subscribe, you guys, and I'm gonna make some more tutorials, really tutorials about how I start with the eye, just the details of the hair and everything. And yeah, let's support one another. I hope you also continue to support me, support my other channels. I have a channel on the Big Message Shirts. I have this channel, and yeah, I hope to see you in the channel Steven's Art. God bless you guys, and see you soon.